Hey, good people. So, I intended on doing content today, and I was gonna, be adventurous and do it outside. But it is 7:30, and it is still hot. Y'all can see the sun is still beaming. I can't, baby. I'm gonna melt. Okay, so I'm gonna sit in the car. I'm out. I'm outside, but I'm inside. If you get my drift, okay? I'm outside, but I'm inside with the cool. The air is on, okay? So y'all just gonna have to listen. You get what you get, and you don't pitch a fit, okay? I'm learning this. That's a lesson that I'm having to take to heart. I used to tell the kids that all the time. You get what you get, and you don't pitch a fit. I'm having to apply that to my own life right now, but I guess that's another story for another day. So I haven't been on consistently like I'm supposed to be, okay? My goal is to build my channel. My goal is to connect with women that are, dealing with some of the same things that I'm dealing with. I want to be an encouragement. I want to have fun. I want to experience different things. I want to try different things, learn different things from different people, right? And I want to share my journey just like I want people to share their journey with me. But I have not been consistent. I was talking to somebody today, and I have been so consumed over the past year that I can't focus. I can form the thoughts, but I can't focus enough to get the things done that I want to get done, to live the life that I want to live. I've been consumed by something. One thing about me is I don't care. I don't care what people say about me. I don't care if people talk about me, under one condition: that it is the truth. That whatever they're saying about me, that it is the truth. I cannot stand for people to lie on me. And for the past year, lies have been told about me, have been told on me. And it has greatly affected my life, whether I want to admit it or not. It's greatly affected my life. And to be at a point to where you can't speak for yourself at the moment, you cannot make any corrections, or you'll go to jail, okay? People can cry their little tears, use their connections, and you could possibly, well, let's not say possibly, because the people have already been knocking at my door to take me to jail because of lies that have been told on me. So it's not even a question of if, but to be tied up for a season, literally, to be tied up for a season, and you cannot speak for yourself. You cannot make any corrections. You can't tell the truth. You cannot tell the truth for a season. It's very frustrating. Okay, and I've been dealing with that for a minute. Y'all know, well, those of you that know me, you know I'm very transparent. I don't mind telling things about my life, about my story, about my journey, because I know everything that I go through is not for me. I've realized that, and we're going to get into that in a minute. Everything that I go through is not for me. It's for my testimony to be able to help other people. God knows that I can handle certain things and not fold. I might pitch a fit. I might cry a little bit. I might even throw a temper tantrum, but I'm not going to fold. Okay? You give me about three good business days, and I can be over something. Right? He knows that about me. He built me this way. So he sets me up to put me through different things so that it can be a testimony, so that I can tell my story. And then women that are scared, or sometimes even men, they're scared to tell their story. They're embarrassed, or they don't know how to articulate it. They have somebody to look to say, okay, so that's how I get that out. Or this is somebody that I can talk to and can confide in because she's not going to tell my business. Or I feel comfortable talking to them because they're not going to judge me because they've been through something similar. So when they talk to me, it's from the inside, not the outside looking in. There's not going to be any judgment or anything like that. So I get it. And As of today, I accept my assignment. But it hasn't always been like that. Over the past week, I've said certain things on some of my live streams to people in private. And I do like to tell my inner circle things, because it seems like sometimes I'll say something, or I'll reveal something, or I'll say I feel something, and then it'll come to pass. And I need somebody to be a witness. So it's certain things that will come to me, and I'll tell one or two people, just so I have a record that, see, I told you. Or don't you remember when I told you that I saw that I felt that? So that I can have a record, right? So I've been telling people certain things, and I've been wording things a certain kind of way to certain people. And it's like some things are coming in full circle. Some things are confirmation today. Like, I didn't go to church last Sunday. Quite honestly, I'm a Christian. I love God. I love the Lord. Okay? I'm not ashamed to say that. But have I been slacking on going to church, worshiping, reading my Bible? I've really been slacking on that, okay? I'm not where I need to be on my walk with Christ. I know that. I don't mind saying that, because it's what? The truth. So last Sunday, I didn't go to church. Okay? There's no excuse. I was being lazy. We didn't have no clean bath cloths and towels. I used that as an excuse. But we had rags. I could have used a rag to wash with and one to dry off with. Hit the hot spots and use the blow dryer. Okay, y'all know when you're in a pinch, you find a way to make a way, right? I could have did that, but I didn't. Let's just be honest. I didn't go. Today I said I was going. Well, talking on the phone with my ex-husband, we're having a real serious conversation. You can say we're having a heart to heart, right? We getting into the thick of things. And it's conversation that needs to be had. So I actually get to the church. I'm in the parking lot. We're still talking. I ain't gonna say he did all the talking, because he didn't. I was talking back too, sometimes a little bit too much. But we ended up talking throughout the whole service. Right? Usually what time church gets out, it was that time, and we are still talking. So, okay, I said I missed church. Well, I needed to talk to somebody about some business, right? So I said, I'm still going to go in. I know that everybody probably already out. They in the vestibule, they talking, shaking hands, all that stuff. But I'm going to go in, I'm going to handle my little business, and I'm going to come on out. Church wasn't over yet. It was an extended service. So I get in there, and I have a conversation with somebody. They had seen a video that my ex-husband had posted, and they were asking me pretty much, how I feel about it. So we ended up having a conversation. And I told her that very thing as we were talking. I feel like God puts me through certain things so I can be a testimony. Because she was saying she didn't realize I had been through so many things. Because I come to church, I sit in my little spot, I'm waving and kikiing at people, I'm always smiling, I always seem to be in a good mood. She was like, but obviously you've been through a lot of things, and I never would have known. And I said, I'm coming to grips with the fact that I believe that God puts me through stuff so that I can be a testimony, have a testimony for other people. It's not for me. What I go through is not for me. It's for other people. And that's just what it is. Right? So we're in the church, but we're in the foyer. We're having this conversation. So she goes in, I'm handling the business part that I said I needed to handle with one of the other church members. So then he goes back into the service, and I'm sitting out in the foyer by myself. And then I hear one of the ministers talking, and she's talking about, shut up, be quiet. Now, if you know me, you know I got a problem with that. Sometimes I talk more than I should. I might say, I would venture out to say I do have a problem with being quiet. So yeah. So she's talking about, shut up, be quiet, this, that, and the third. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and see what they talking about, because I thought church was about to end. Obviously, it's not what they got going on in there. So I get up and I go in and I sit down. And she was saying, sometimes the wall that we are fighting against, the wall that we are up against, it won't come down because it's not time for our war cry yet. Whatever the story, I can't remember exactly what the story is because, again, I'm not in my Bible like I'm supposed to, but I'm going to do better, I promise, okay? But it was, I'm not going to say what I think it is because I might be wrong. But anyway, it's the story of, the people, they were, God dog it. What, y'all know, somebody help me out, okay? They were trying to bring the wall down, and they were supposed to walk around the wall, 3 times, and then blow the trumpets, blow the horns, yell, scream, do their war cry, and it's supposed to come down. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? Stop playing. But anyway, she was saying, it's not time. You ain't walked around. You ain't been obedient. God told you to do something, and that was your walk around, and you ain't did it. Okay? You ain't did it. You ain't followed instructions. You're being disobedient. But you just hollering and screaming at the wall, and it won't come down. Why? Because it ain't time for you to open up your mouth yet. Now, this is a synopsis. It ain't time for you to open up your mouth yet. It ain't time for you to scream yet. It's not time for you to do your war cry yet. That's why it won't come down. It's not that it ain't gonna come down, but you're being disobedient. Be quiet. It ain't time for you to say nothing yet. We have a problem with being quiet, being hush mouth. Just because you want to say something, that don't mean you need to say something. And y'all, that hit for me because I was actually I had it already formulated in my mind what I was going to say, because I was going to low key cut up. Right? I was going to go ahead and tell my truth and tell other people's truth as well. Because you want to say stuff about me? Well, let me go ahead and tell what you've been doing. Let me go ahead and tell what you done said about certain people that you be around every day, but you done told me some sideways stuff about them. I was going to cut up just a little bit. But to hear, it ain't time. It ain't time. It's something that you're speaking to, something that you're dealing with. You want it to come down, but it ain't time for you to open up your mouth yet. It's not time for your war cry yet. We got to learn when to be quiet. Be obedient. So that hit me. So then after service, I went to speak to the minister. Well, I really just went to get a hug, right? Because she gives really, really, really good hugs. And I hugged her from behind. She did not know it was me. She was already, in an emotional and a spiritual session with other women. They were praying, they were crying together, or whatever. I didn't really want to interrupt, but I needed my hug. I was being selfish. But she put her hands on my head and she let out like this big sigh. And it just did something for me because that's how I felt. I just needed to exhale like that. And she put her hands on my head, one on my forehead, one on the back of my head or whatever. But then she turned around and she looked at me. And she kind of jumped a little bit. I don't know why. I did not ask. But she got right in my face. I'm talking about right in my face. And she said, "Don't you run." She said, "Don't you run." To make a short story short, she said, the devil is trying to kill you. He's trying to take you out. And he's using your mind to do it. He's using your mind to do it. You have great influence. Your voice has great influence. Every ministry is not in the pulpit. Every ministry is not in the pulpit. You have great influence, but the devil is trying to take you out. Do not let him break your spirit. Do not let him break your spirit. And y'all, that tore it up for me because I literally just told some people earlier this week They were asking me why I'm moving. They were just asking in general, because we was talking about, having to pack up stuff and you don't know how much you got till you got to move this, that, and the third. And they was asking, well, why are you moving? And instead of just giving a, girl, I'm trying to find something new, or I want to experience new things, giving the happy-go-lucky answer, I was just truthful. I'm dying here. And again, I like to say stuff sometimes where it's recorded, or I have people that can validate what I'm saying. I said, I'm dying here. I'm literally dying here. I've got to get out. And for her to say to me today, the devil is trying to kill you with your mind. Because nobody is abusing me physically. Right? Nobody is putting their hands on me right now. So it's mental. Because I'm thinking about what I can't do, what I'm not able to do right now. I'm thinking about the stuff that other people have done to me that I can't get my lick back right now. Or because God is telling me, let me handle it. I ain't gonna ever feel like I'm gonna get my lick back if I listen to him. So for her to say the devil's trying to kill you and he's using your mind, don't let him win. That was the truth. That was the truth. Because if you don't catch yourself, you'll sit up and before you know it, you done thought about one thing all day. You ain't did nothing productive. You've thought about one thing all day, getting a lick back, or saying something, or you thinking about what you could have done differently, or things you wish you could have seen or would have known that could have stopped other things that happened, right? It's in your mind. So now I'm in conflict because I already had it in my mind what I was finna do, baby. I was finna cut up a little bit. I'm gonna keep saying a little bit. I'm gonna stick to it. I was gonna cut up a little bit. Okay? But it's like, is that really gonna benefit me to cut up? Because she said, your influence ain't for the world, it's for the kingdom. That's why you got the influence that you got. It's for the kingdom. And to have to go to court, and a attorney that's supposed to be licensed, they passed the bar, for them to look at the judge and say, we don't want you to mediate it. We don't want what you offering, judge. We want her off social media. That's literally what the attorney said. We want her off social media. That lets me know it's something there. It's something there. It's something about my voice and social media, my social media presence, that the people are terrified of. And she said, it ain't for the world, it's for the kingdom. So where do I go? Where do I go from here? Is my question. Where do I go from here? How do I pivot? Because it ain't over. Stuff's still on my mind. But I have a choice to make. And I don't know, because I'm still in my flesh. But I love the Lord. So that's why where I'm at right now. I said, I was going to come on here and share my journey and be honest and truthful with y'all. And that's where I'm at. That's where I've been. That's why I have not been consistent. That's where I'm at. So if you want to stay on this journey with me while I figure it out, we figure out where we're moving to, because I said Texas, but honey, I don't know if it's God or the other people trying to guide me somewhere else. But if you want to stay on the journey with me, I welcome you. And child, we'll see the next time I be back. But until then, y'all be easy. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.